Hello, guys.
How's it going, guys? My name is Chris, and this is my wife, Marlene. Um, so our discussion here today is involving um, individuals that are interested in purchasing a house. I know there's certain questions like, what do I do to be able to get started? How do I get started? Who do I talk um, to be able to get started? Well, to be able to get started with that, the first thing you need to do is have a stable credit. You
Hmm.
need to
Build your credit,
build your credit up first.
credit score.
You know, if you don't have a credit score or you don't have a line of credit, any type of credit at all, uh, that's not good because you need credit to be able to purchase things later on in
Hmm.
the future. You're gonna need it. You know, you could buy a certain amount of. There's a certain amount of stuff you could just buy with cash, but there's just
Hmm.
stuff that you just cannot buy with cash that you need credit because they
Hmm.
want to make sure that you are not a liability to them.
Hmm.
So credit history is just telling banks, all right, this guy's a low risk.
Hmm.
All right, this person has a 900 credit score. The chances of them screwing us over are slim to none.
They're good at
But
paying. Hmm.
for somebody that has like a 300 credit score, they're probably going to be on top of you, and they're probably most likely not even going to give you the
Hmm.
slightest bit a day
Hmm.
of giving you a loan or giving you a credit.
Fail.
So that's step one: build your credit first.
Hmm.
Step two.
Build your credit. Hold on. You could have to start with like 100 credit cards or 300 credit cards. You have to make sure you pay them off from time to time, like before the due date or the due date. That's one thing you can be able to. Your credit score, to build up your credit score. You cannot just, okay, this is my credit score. That's gonna be okay for now. No, you have to have like a good line of credit that you're gonna be paying them off, so it goes up every month.
You want a good credit history
Mhm.
to be able to have a credit track
Mhm.
of what you're paying, if you're paying on time. Um, but what is going to hit your credit very hard
Missed
is
payments, like.
is
Mhm.
missed payments. But you
Mhm.
want to have, it doesn't matter. This is where a lot of people fall into this, and I'm one of them. Where we are, we fall into this. I always thought, I always had that mindset. Oh, I need to have at least a $5,000 to a $10,000 credit limit in order to be able to like show other banks that, all right, this guy has a high amount of credit limit. All right, he could be able to get a better loan, a higher loan. That's not true. It's not true. Um, if you have a $300 credit limit and that card or account has been open for at least 5 years, or 10 years, even 20 years, that's a good track. That's a good history.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes. So with me, I started out with Wells Fargo, $300. I paid him off. Then they bumped it up to 500, bumped it up to 1,000, 1,500 until I went up to 4,500 because I'm good at paying off. Then my credit score went up. Very good. It's very good.
that's good. Speaking of Wells Fargo, um, when you are going to get a credit card, this one is crucial to be able to go in. You have to go and get a top tier bank.
Hmm.
Top tiers banks are Wells Fargo. A lot of people don't think that they're a top tier bank, but they are. Uh, Chase is number one in the United States with a $3.19 trillion asset. You have TD Holdings, I believe TD, yeah, TD Holdings Bank. That's the number one. You got Bank of America. Um, those banks you want to have a good rapport with because
Mm-hmm.
those banks are going to give you the best APRs possible. I tell you. Uh, Especially like if you're going for a house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're gonna be going for a house, the best APR, the best credit score are gonna work in your favor. If if you have a real poor credit score and you try to go, all right, talk to a mortgage lender. All right, they're gonna ask you what's your credit score look like. Oh, it's around 400. Okay, all right, that's not bad. They'll tell you it's not bad, but it's bad. Um, and and they'll ask you all these other questions. Say like you're with somebody, you're with a boyfriend and girlfriend. All right, cool. They want to buy a house. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, but it happens. You know, somebody that's in a relationship, two individuals gonna go purchase a house. All right, credit scores aren't that good. They're gonna ask a lot of stuff. They're gonna ask like, all right, are you able to get any type of assets from someone else, like a gift, like a gift from somebody? Can you somebody be able to help lend you some money for that? And they want to know where they got it, so that way it's on record, and it just becomes a hassle. So like to avoid all that, build your credit. You're gonna want to have good credit and also a good bank that you're going to
Mm-hmm.
be doing this loan with. And
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, um, it's also good. Well, what was that? That
Even
was
the stores, you can have like a Walmart.
store too. Yeah.
Yeah, Forever 21. I had that like a Target, Macy's,
Hmm.
Zales. I had that. I've paying them off. Then try it again, use it again. But still, they're like helping, building up my credit scores. But make sure do not close them. That was one of our mistakes. We
That was our
closed like
mistake.
few
Yeah.
of them. We didn't know.
Yeah, we had a few. I had a few. I mean, honestly, like we could have had at least for at least 2 years, like 3 years. We could have had open and didn't know. We closed it. You know, but man, it's right. It's right at the
Mhm.
F. Was that FHA for
Mhm.
for
First home
buying
buyer. Yeah.
for a house, right?
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So like, if you get a loan,
Especially like for
like
first home
for
buyer.
for I don't know if I'm saying that right, but like yeah, if you get a loan for like a first home buyer, um, and you're only with a certain you can only you only have a certain amount of money to play with. Um, that's it comes very tricky because you can't go over it and you can't go under it. Um, so say like if you and this happened to us, I think it was like two houses we looked at. Right? I think it was like
Mhm.
two houses. So like we looked at a house. She liked it,
Mhm.
but I wasn't really feeling it. But she liked it, because it was all brick.
Mhm.
She likes brick houses, but somebody put in a bid, and they put in a bid for cash
Mhm.
up front. Cash up front, it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot more because there's there's no restrictions. All the restrictions are the, when I'm talking about restrictions, meaning the type of, like, if there's a paint that's used in the house, or that's lead based paint, first home buyer, FHA will not allow you to buy the house,
They want
because
liability. Yep.
that's a liability. Well, in order for you to purchase that house, they would have to strip the paint and then paint the house again, interior. As far as railings, if a house does not have railings, you can't buy it until they put railings. There's like so many restrictions that it does come cheaper. As a first home buyer, it does come cheaper, but in the long run, you do have so many restrictions that it's like, oh my goodness, I love this house, but then you go deeper and deeper and deeper into the detail of the house. Then you find out that you can't get it at the very end. Man, there was a house that I liked, but that was like really nice. I mean, I saw it, I liked it,
Yeah, 'cause he likes woodworking, like.
cause it had an extra area that it was not finished. I was like, that's not a problem. I could have finished that myself, and I could have had a real nice area, but we couldn't get it because it's not finished. And I was upset, but